Hey, in today's video, I'm going to compare Procreate to Affinity Designer version 2. I know those two apps are rather different, but many people been asking, what's the difference? Which one should I get? So today I will point out some strong points for Designer, for Procreate, and points that both apps can serve you well in the similar manner. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I need to mention are vector tools in Affinity Designer. Affinity Designer is mostly a vector design software. So if you are searching for tools to design logos or some printing media, Designer will be a better choice because whatever you design here with vectors will easily scale up and down without any loss in quality, and that's usually required for logos and symbols and badges and all of that stuff. From other hand, Procreate is way better with raster brushes. There's this whole brush studio that can mimic real materials very well. So if you want to make like digital art, like digital painting, like regular art just in digital form, you could say, in that case, Procreate is a better choice for that. There are some brushes in Affinity Designer, but Procreate brushes are way better. Both programs support multiple artboards. It's a bit better in Affinity Designer, but they add a page manager to Procreate, so now it's kind of supported. We can export certain pages, we can hide and unhide pages. It's better in Designer because you can see multiple artboards, kind of like you can see it right now on my screen, but both got this feature now. Designer got a desktop version of the app. As you can see, the Affinity Designer is available for Mac OS, Windows, and iPad OS. So if you use computer and you want to kind of use the software on your computer, not on your iPad only, the Designer is a better choice here because it's a proper desktop app. Procreate is a bit easier to start with. Not everybody understands vectors at first, and they are a bit confused with all those lines and shapes and how we should merge them together, how we can fill them with color, what is this pen tool thing for, and they kind of give up after first 30 minutes. And Procreate is a bit easier because it's mimic real media. So you got paper and then you got some brushes and pencils and start painting with colors, and that's it. It's easier to start with Procreate. Both apps got a very good iPad support. Way back with Affinity version 1, long before even Adobe made a proper Illustrator for iPad, they got a really nice interface, they got touch shortcuts and all of that stuff. For Procreate, it was designed for iPad, so the support is perfect there. So both apps got a good iPad support. But Affinity Designer is two-in-one software. So we got this whole design persona for vectors and shapes, but we can switch to something called pixel persona, and all of my tools change now into raster tools. So I can do a bit more, okay? I can do illustrations, but I can do like print design, logo design, brandings and stuff like that. And at the very end, there's one more persona for exporting. An export persona is crazy powerful. I was able to export like 60 artboards to create a long PDF, or I got 200 icons in just one file and easily export that as separate SVGs. It's really powerful. We can switch between those three modes easily. Those personas are like modes, so the program interface adjusts to what we're going to do next. The default one is the vector one, but there's also pixel persona, export persona. So in that manner, Affinity Designer is more powerful. We can finish and complete more different projects here. Procreate is mostly for digital art. I know there are some crazy people that do everything in Procreate, but I'm talking about proper tool sets, and Affinity Designer is better for that. On the other hand, Procreate is way more popular, and why should I care? Because when the app is popular, you got whole dedicated YouTube channels with tutorials, you got a lot of brushes you can download, you got workbooks, All right, people understand what the app is for, people recognize the skills in that app. So as you can see here in Google Trends from this week, Procreate is way above Affinity Designer. So it's more popular, so you can find resources, books, and all that stuff way easier for Procreate. Let's talk about the price. Both apps can be purchased with one-off payment, so that's great. No subscriptions, no cancellation fee for your subscriptions, and all that stuff. Procreate is cheaper than Designer, but I believe both are very priced, okay? Because Designer is way bigger, larger app, and 70 bucks, that's the price of a PlayStation 5 game nowadays, all right? So in the price of the video game, you got this app that you can use for designing graphics. Procreate is cheaper, but that's only iPad app. Remember that. Procreate is only on iPad and Designer comes with desktop version. And that brings us to another advantage of Designer. It's a whole family of apps. So if you start with Designer and learn your ropes, then some of your skills may transfer to Affinity Photo for photo editing, or Affinity Publisher for publishing books or magazines or PDFs. Alright, so there are more apps to explore if you go a bit deeper into design space. So that's always an advantage. I know that Procreate recently released another version of Procreate for animation, Dreams, that got like mixed reviews, and I don't have any information about the further projects. I don't know what they're planning ahead. Maybe one day there will be some kind of Procreate family as well, but right now the Affinity Suite is way better. Additional feature of Procreate is the animation timeline, something that we cannot do in Affinity Designer. So if you plan to draw a simple frame-by-frame animation, you can do it just fine in Procreate. You don't need any expensive software for animation. Keep in mind, it's really basic. It's just a timeline and you can draw it frame by frame. You cannot make like the nested animations or twinning or any stuff like that, but you can draw it frame by frame. So that's something to look for. You can do it in Procreate. And as I just mentioned, they released a new software that is geared towards animation. So kind of your skills from Procreate will translate to that new software as well. I believe both apps got a modern interface. That was kind of one of the selling points of Procreate. It's really simple, really to understand, easy to start. There are no many tools. We got brush tool, eraser tool, layers, and colors, and that's it. Most people start with that and then learn about little hacks and tricks, but you kind of see all you need from the start. And for Affinity Designer, as I mentioned, they did a very clever choice of splitting those tools, because when you open those graphic design apps, they are kind of overwhelming. But in this case, we got those personas. So we can kind of split those tools, and maybe we'll never even switch to pixel personas. So we don't need to even see those tools at the first place. So that's a really clever choice. So I believe both apps got rather modern interface. So let's summarize. Affinity Designer is way better for vectors. That's a vector design software. There's a desktop version. It's 2-in-1. We can switch to pixel persona if you need some raster tools. And there's a whole family of apps. So if you plan to do some photo editing or publishing, you can get 2 more apps and got like the full set of apps. Procreate is great for digital art brushes. It's really easy to start with it. It's way more popular than Designer, and you can even do simple animations. Both software support artboards and multiple pages. Both run great on iPad. They're both one-off payment, and both got modern interfaces. So here it is. Now you know some weak points and strong points of each app. I hope this video will help you to decide which one should you grab for yourself. Thank you for today. Don't forget to check my Patreon for more videos like this one. See you next time.